No, like
Yeah.
we understand at a certain point we are rushing with the time and we're rushing with things, and we need to realistic what we need to achieve in the end of the night, because when times comes up, it's like a curtains up, theater, no, let's run the show.
Yeah.
So at that time you kind of thinking like, oh, I got my finger, because it's starting coming all the machine tickets, and you're like, ah.
Yeah. You
So,
know,
the
I
last
mean,
thing
you cut yourself. You can't make a deal, right? And I mean, there's sometimes where it's serious. You need to go out to hospital, and okay.
Well, if it's too serious, yes, of course.
There are times, but
Yeah.
even when it's a little bit serious, like I've seen some chefs here that make such a big fuss of like small cuts, and I'm like, look, if you're not happy, just go. I'll do the service by myself, because that's what we went through,
Exactly,
right? Yeah,
because,
which
well,
not a lot of chefs have gone through that. Here, I find.
in learning stuff, in Peruvians we are so creative. Like for example, if it's really deep the cut, we try to put the onion skin.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we put it. I'm not sure
That
because
must
then you
stink.
cry and then you forgot for what you're crying. You cry
Maybe.
for the cut or you cry for the onion. You don't. I'm not sure. Maybe it's that part, but we coming up with them so many ideas. That's why when I'm studying working as a chef instructor in a kitchen school,
Yep.
I try to be as much realistic opportunity to my guys, to my students, to learning what is going on in the real kitchen.
Yep.
So I was really mean with them. No, I was really crazy mean in the fact that they need to chop faster.
Yep.
They need to come in on time.
Okay.
If they fucked up, get out of my kitchen. You listen
Yep.
what I need to say it.
Yep.
And then in the exams, I bring times up. For
Yep.
example, I remember the first exam I take it all the time. I still remember one of my first trainers. She was fucking mean.
Okay.
No, she had the timer in her hand and the ruler in the other hand.
And you emulated that. You did the same.
Exactly, and I did worse because she was like a
Correlative
chin
ability.
up.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no, that was mine. No, she was like a, don't look at what you're cutting. No, and then when you finish cut your product, she came with a rule. It's like
Okay.
and if it's not perfect or up to standard, she was throwing
In the bin.
with a rule like this, like a, and she put like
Yeah.
she have two markers, blue or red.
Mm.
If you use the red, you fucked up the exam.
Okay.
I do the same with my students. I put more hash, like no, for
Yep.
example, like I was so mean with them, not just how they use the fingers to cut it, also the posture. Because if you know, when we stand up all the day, if you don't have a really proper posture, later on we coming the back problems and neck problems. And at 20s we don't feel it, but when we are almost 40s, we are 40s, we're like, we're like,
Yeah.
okay, I remember that.
Mid 30s, it gets harder. Right?
Yeah, mid 30s
It
gets harder.
It gets harder.
So yeah, so that's why when I was in the other side of the coin, like teaching students, I was super hard with them. Even though sometimes they try to like, oh, why you are, we pay money for you, teach us, you can treat us like, this is not democracy.
Yeah.
This is chefcracy.
Yeah.
So that's mean I tell you what to do and how to do it. If you know are capable to do it, you fucked up the exam. If you don't like it, get out.
Yep.
Because this will be the real life. You think that you come in here to cry and I will tell you, oh, poor baby. No, because I try to teach you what your chef we told you. You think you will go at work and then, oh, I got my finger, and I'm like, oh, baby, no. Next.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's very true, very true. So let's go back. So you're an Italian restaurant, 1.5 years. How old are you when you started there?
I finished my career, my kitchen school. I was 18.
Yep.
And then I moved forward to that place for 1.5 years.
Okay.
So
what year is that roughly?
Damn. That was 2000. Mathematics.
Don't give away your age. You're trying not to give away your age, are you?
No, that should be 2002. Wow.
2002. Okay. So I want you to give me a quick summary, because I know you arrived in Hong Kong 2012, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to give me a quick summary. So you're there. So you started there 2002. You're there for 1.5 years. So you left midway. So either 2003, 2004. I guess you left there.
Yeah, because I started my studies in 2000.
Yeah.
So 2002 I finished. So I started in 2003. So 2004.
2005. You
Yeah,
left.
I
You left.
left.
So from there, let's say when you left there,
No,
you arrive in Hong Kong.
I'm really wrong.
7 years later.
No, yeah, kind of, because after the Italian restaurant, I moved to Cusco.
Yep.
Because I have the offer when I was having 22 years. I'm not sure the mathematics work with me right now.
Okay.
But I was having like 22 years old, almost 23. Yeah, so I started be for first time executive chef.
Okay. Oh wow.
So 23
That young?
years, yeah,
That
it was
young?
really huge responsibility in a really beautiful restaurant in Peru, in Cusco.
Yep.
But not just
What
was
style of food?
was Peruvian modern cuisine.
Okay.
At that time they called no andino.
Mm.
Well, we will have a chapter for talk about that one because it was so funny. If I look back on the days, that was so funny.
Yeah.
They want the Novandina cuisine is like a Paul Bocuse revelation of the Nouvelle cuisine. But to be honest, if I see it now back on the days, it wasn't make sense. But never mind. I don't do a criticisms to who was believe on that one. I just say it. I don't think was, but was the evolution of what's going on in Peru at that time, because it was all the evolution that everyone wanted to do something new, something revolutionary, something artistic, something unique. So I'm agree about that situation at that time. So I try to be part of this, but when I understand that like no, that's not the way
Not
I
for
express
you.
myself.
Okay.
I try to take every time when I do something, express myself about it. No? Because as Peruvians, everyone can do a ceviche or lomo saltado, no? Like,
Yep.
like a fish and chip.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
can do a
I always
fish
say
and
the
chips.
basic food. Yeah.
Exactly. So
The mother
how
food.
you do it is your thing.
Yep.
No? How special that is will be open on the taste of your guests, friends, family who taste the food. No? How beyond you go that one, it depends up to you. So let me see. That was starting to be my thing in Peru, like how beyond you go that one. So I love that experience because I was so young, but I didn't take too much responsibility. And also I was in charge of the you have trains from Cusco to go to Machu Picchu, which is the high class Hiram Bingham,
Okay.
crazy expensive but beautiful experience, and then to go to Puno, which is other city in the mountains in Peru, no, which is beautiful also, and you go to Titicaca Lake and you can see and it's really funny because when you arrive with the train, you can see the Titicaca Lake and look like the beach in the in sunset.
Oh, okay.
Because when you arrive, it's almost
Yep.
you depart around 8 a.m. No, that's me kitchen start 5 a.m. Bitches, yeah. And then they says you need to say bye to the guests with a smile, and you're like, yeah, I wake up 4
Whatever,
a.m.
yeah.
No, I work harder, and 7 a.m. I need to like.
So you're working at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
in Cusco at that time, so that train was going from Cusco to Puno, which is more up, more high
Okay.
altitude. So the trip is around 8 hours.
Yep.
So it was interesting that experience because also it's how you cook rice in the different altitudes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because in one altitude you know what.
Yeah, the
temperature-
boiling water is
Exactly.
different. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I was cooking the rice and like and from the rice I cook like this, and then when I open the
Put
pot
up
and I
the-
try it like
Still raw.
no raw, it could be something. That was no word to express.
okay.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
No, but it was funny, it was interesting, and I loved that experience. So after that restaurant, that momentum, like I was feeling was too much because I was having 23, so I just request to be just in charge of the restaurant. And then after a few months, they fire me
Okay.
because they think I wasn't good at that their standards.
Okay.
Then I was my first time I faced a huge wall about frustration as a chef,
Yep.
which is normal.
Oh, for
and
sure.
it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good you had that in your life, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good to do
yeah.
it because afterwards you start to think about it, who you are, what you want to achieve, and important is how you want to grow up and what you take for that experience to make yourself harder, no, and thick skin and smarter. So this is okay. So later on, I was working just in a pub.
Okay.
You know? dedicated to sports.
Yep.
No, was like mostly football, and I hate football. Ironic, how the life is ironic.
Yeah.
I hate football, but that
can
pub
imagine.
was focused on football.
Okay.
I was like, oh yeah, football, and then everyone like, oh, which team you are? Like a Team Unicorn. So supposed to be part of my
Sounds like-
duties as a chef, no, and you know the teams, the names of the hot players, and the best.
I'm
part,
sure you learned them.
Well, I learned it because my friend started to pass me a PowerPoint like, okay, Arturo, I will teach you this easier. And she teach me them with topless. Like, okay,
Yep, got it.
I get it, got it, perfect.
Get it, got it.
No, I'm a good at sitting on
Yeah.
that one. So it was funny because that experience released me about all the stress I was having before for the get fired for the restaurant. And then it was so funny because it was totally different experience. I was the chef there. I go early to cook, but service time, because the people go there mostly for drinks and watch the football, no games. So no most people order food. So the idea is go like out and talk to the guests, you know? And then sometimes like okay, I go with a beer. Hi, how are you? What do you want to eat? I have burgers, I have this one. So I need to sell my food to make my coin.
Yep.
And what's funny, so I'm starting to have more in touch with the guests, with the floor. It was super cool because sometimes the people are starting to get engaged with you. They're like, oh, let's do a shot. Okay, we do a shot, but you buy this one. No? I think you see me at that time was, okay, it's not was professional, it was fun. Drinking beer, doing my food, smoking cigarette, taking a shot, somebody's going inside. It was super casual bar.
Yep.
That the rules of kitchen was broken 100%.
Okay.
And it was interesting for me to have that one because then you decided what rules you want to put it.
It's a different style, right? So
Totally,
something to
totally.
add to your repertoire.
Yeah.
Yeah, for later.
Exactly.
Blah, blah, yeah.
So it was like a
Something you can take to a formal restaurant, right? Or something to what you
yeah.
can
I was in a
incorporate to what
formal
you're doing
restaurant
now.
and then come into
yeah.
a this casual
But
restaurant.
you can merge. I can see you kind of do a similar kind of thing now.
Yeah.
Right? How you go out and talk to guests, and sometimes you have a shop with them if they want to, because I can
Exactly.
see
So
you have a little bit of that in your style now. Yeah.
It was part of what built my character. I think so.
Yep.
When we grow up, all the experience helps you to build the person you are in the present.
Sometimes you feel like you're in a dead end job, but if you look back at it, you're like, no, this was good because I
Exactly.
used this part of this today, right? Yeah.
No, even though with my friend, because I was having a friend.
So, I feel like sometimes you're in a dead end job, but at the time it feels like a dead end job. But looking back at it, you're like, no, this is part of my repertoire. It's something I learned, right?
Yes,
and
so
you definitely use this today in Tokyo Lima.
I
for
think
sure.
so. Every job that you starting going on builds something in your character. And that time in this restaurant Fanaticos, no, like a super fans, I developed the charisma of have talking with the guests and be more comfortable with them, no, like hey, how are you, no. And then the funny thing, me and my other chef, we have our show.
Oh really?
A part of the night, because when it's like a commercial of the football or what something like that, because we was using our aprons, so we was dancing can with the aprons. So and everyone and it started to be like traditional thing of the night, like we're the chef show. So we started to be really huge part of the night, no? So the people starting have more food and they love to talk to us.
Yeah. So you built the business up. So
Yeah.
you come from getting fired in a job, feeling really low, to go into this other job, which is maybe not as like high in standards, but
It was super casual,
you
super
made
like
it.
burgers.
Yeah, but
that
you
stuff.
made it.
Character. We
I
create.
mean, you made it busier, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you like. So it's like, okay, so you come from like I'm saying, you come from getting fired, you feel down, you're like, oh, my chef life is over. You go to this cooking burgers, but you make something more of it, and you're like,
Exactly.
this is a different style. This is
I think-
because I can see this in Tokyo Lima today.
It's
I can
like
see-
what we started doing, like be a huge part of the personality, the character of the place, no?
And how long were you in this job for?
I was almost 10 months, I think so. Maybe
Okay.
was before I joined the kitchen school.
Okay.
Because at a certain moment, everything is starting via connection. No, I have my boyfriend there. My boyfriend was working there. He was put me there.
Oh, okay.
And then we broke up.
Yep.
But I have all of the guys be my friends, and then one of the guys who was friend of the place told me, "Oh, my father have this project as about kitchen school. You want to join?"
Okay, so you went as a teacher.
Yeah, I was connecting from. It was funny, jumping from nice restaurant, and high up charter for train, not to a funky place that you just do burgers and fried chicken, to do a chef trainer.
Yep.
So it was like a bit crazy. So that's why my life is.
It's crazy who you meet, right, and where they take you.
And I just follow. I learned to follow the boat. I learning also to try to
never to say no, right?
Exactly.
Try something new, even if it lasts for a couple of months. It's
I never say no to that.
I mean that's the thing, right? I mean, never say no. I mean, why not dip your toes in different waters? Because I've done jobs that I'm not proud of in a sense, but I've always taken something away from it. Do you know what I mean? So you go into culinary school again for the second time, but at this time as on the right side of the table. How was that? How long did you do that for?
I did for 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, it was one of my long.
So this will take you up to about 2010.
2008, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my before years was a little bit messed up. So
Yep.
this is more accurate. 2008 was my last year in culinary school.
Yeah.
When I started having 28, because my thought was 27 actually, 27 to 28. Yeah, my thought not 28. Yeah.
Were
right.
Because was this a full-time job as well, or
it was a full-time job?
or would you work in a restaurant as well?
No. I'm just from the. What happened was that the one funny. I was a bit over because I was just doing the pub, which I love it and was having fun, and then suddenly I was having second job working in a club, no, in a nightclub.
Doing what in a nightclub?
Bartender.
Okay.
No, because one time I was drinking there, as usual, and then the manager says, "Oh, Arturo, I'm missing a bartender. Do you want to make a drinks and have coins tonight? Like have fun? Like, oh, why not?" So I jump inside. I started to make it. So in the beginning, I was like, "Is these massive places that everyone goes just for drink?" So in the beginning, I was with the tongue stuck in the eyes, and then the girl next to me like girl, use two hands. So after that, with 2 hands, you was making 20.
All the drinks.
Exactly.
Shots. Okay.
So I was having 2 jobs at the same time, but the bar was bringing more money because the tips and everything. You know this movie Coyote Ugly?
Yep.
Was my Coyote Ugly time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was dancing in the bar. People put me the tips in the.
One of our former bosses had that bar in Hong Kong. You know that? One of our former bosses had that bar in Hong Kong. Trina.
Oh.
She actually owned a bar, Coyote Ugly, in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
So it was interesting for me because it was my Coyote Ugly. But then in the end of the day...
Did you dance on the bar?
Yeah. I was so skinny at that time.
I can imagine you did.
I'm still doing sometimes up until now, but yeah. So I quit the...
Except it's hard to stay up and down now, right?
The joints.
Wait, give me 5 minutes. I'll
Please
get
give
up
me
there.
5 minutes. Like, I'm going there. Like I up and then totally. That was hard. That was really hard. But then, so after that club, suddenly happens of the kitchen school, and was 5 years there.
So you quit those 2 jobs, went to the culinary school.
Yeah. Because if I'm committed to the kitchen school, I need to be more resting in the night to be teaching in the mornings. You know. Is where I was really mean with
and
my
you're
guys.
saying there you're quite tough, blah blah blah.
Absolutely.
You learned from your previous teachers, blah blah. So you finished there 2008.
Yes, because I love my job at that time, but at a certain point I was thinking like I don't have
for a chef. 5 years in one job is a long time.
Yeah,
right?
and then also I was teaching my guys what to do, but if I see my CV at that time, I says I don't do much. So how on earth I can teach people what to do if I didn't do much? So the reason I quit that job is like to do more for myself, to feel good to teach someone something.
Yep.
because be a teacher is totally different than be a chef.
Yep.
Be a chef, you're learning day by day. Be a
Yep.
teacher, you need to teach them with example.
Yep.
So I need to have my own path to tell them, hey, I'm really good to this one.
Yep.
So suddenly happened that I quit. I moved to Lima. In Lima, I was living my life. Oh, I'm getting boring. Cheers.
Jeez.
You need a drink.
It's no. Getting old. I'm getting old. Seriously, don't worry about it. It's not you're boring. I'm just old.
No worries. I just step back up for you. We have the same kind, the same way. So
It's the chef's life, by the way. We don't last that long as we get older. Anyway, yeah, carry on.
So after that experience, I just quit and I moved to Lima. I was living the life.
So where was Cusco was the culinary school, right?
Cusco was a culinary school, but then we extended school to
okay.
more cities.
Okay.
Was
So you
Trujillo-
opened up new colleges?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. I didn't
So
know
was Cusco one city, Trujillo other city, and Arequipa other city. So you have 3 cities at
that.
a
Did
time.
you work in all 3?
Yes, in the end of the day, I was kind of the culinary director for all
Oh
the 3
wow. Okay.
schools.
Okay. Awesome.
That's why I feel too much pressure because I was having like a 26, I think so, years old, 26, almost
Yep.
27. So
It's a lot at young age as well for a
to,
chef,
to,
right?
to have more than 800 students,
Yeah, it's a lot.
and then to have a really
How many teachers were there between all the schools?
maybe 100 teachers
Oh,
between
wow.
between teachers.
So you're
as-
in charge of the
between
teachers, the
chefs,
schools,
teachers,
yeah.
and chef trainers, and teachers of costing, no, history. Because in our school we want to teach everyone
About history.
history about
And what
culture.
are you learning? Is the history of Peruvian food, French food, Italian food, all of the above?
Focus all of them
All of
mostly.
them, okay.
Yeah, but more focus on Peruvian cuisine.
Yep.
Basically, because
Okay.
if you're Peruvian, you need to know everything about your culture.
Yep. Yeah.
Products, no, hygiene courses, nutrition.
Yep.
So it's a lot of like we was teaching. Well, the project was amazing. No, and I feel proud to be part of that project. But I think it was time to move forward. So I moved to the capital again, back with my good friend who was kind of my mentor because I met him when I was really young.
Yep.
No, and he teach me many things. So was the opportunity to live together, and I wasn't want to work at the time. I want to figure out what I want to do exactly in Lima. I have my savings, no.
Yep.
So slowly we started to enjoy the life in Lima. It's like a wake up. We was 3 person there, Lila, Fico, and me. And then was like a Monday morning. We wake up at 4 a.m. to make up bread, and or our homemade jam. And by
Oh, wow, okay.
8 a.m. we was having first jam, first bread with champagne.
Oh.
Why not?
Of course you were.
On Monday. No.
You only did it for the champagne, didn't you?
Exactly.
They did it for the bread. and the jam.
Exactly.
You did it for the champagne.
Of course. What else?
Yeah.
So sadly he passed away.
Oh God. How old was he?
44. He was
Okay.
he is amazing chef. He
Very
teach me-
young, by the way. 44 is very
Very young.
that's very
True,
young.
true.
Very young.
Nowadays we
Very
believe
young.
that one.
Yeah.
44, very young.
Very young.
Not even halfway.
Not even halfway.
And then for this situation, I was having a little bit depression, and then having suddenly opportunity to go out of Peru for first time ever to South Africa, Cape Town.
Okay, yeah.
So they opened in Cape Town the first Peruvian restaurant.
So who was this?
For Fico, I
Peruvians.
know a friend who called Angie Pasalacqua, and then she put me in contact with this guy who is Germán de la Melena, who is model, Peruvian model.
Yep.
He was working between Spain and South Africa.
Okay.
But then he wanted to settle down in South Africa at that time.
Okay.
So he opened a restaurant.
Yep.
He opened a Peruvian restaurant, but he needed a chef. So Angie put me in contact because she knows I was working in kitchen school, so I might have someone suitable for him. But after I know him, he's like, why you not be my chef? I'm like, okay. Then when I started searching about South Africa, Cape Town, I'm like, wow.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful country.
It's a beautiful
I've
country.
only been there once, but it's
beautiful
it's
city.
amazing. It's amazing. I love it.
And
And so
I-
cheap as well. Huh?
I don't
So
have
cheap.
regrets to be there because that one opened my point of view about going out and learn more about the culture outside of Peru.
Yeah.
and was amazing
This
experience.
is the first time you've ever left Peru,
Yeah.
including vacations, blah blah.
Yeah. First time ever.
Okay.
Well, few vacations, not because few times I was in Argentina for a few events.
Okay.
But not events, but like across the, I would say
You
across the
South
river.
America. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
was the first time.
Mm.
And of course, no was that nice because everyone was. If you're Peruvian and Colombians, we are the more worst race in Latin America. So like
Okay.
drug dealers,
Right,
prostitution.
yeah. You're
So
telling me stories of how you
in
get
every
checked
stop,
everywhere you go.
they stop me.
Yeah.
So afterwards, like when I arrived to Cape Town for 6 months, I lived there. It was amazing. But
Yeah.
then I decided to leave Cape Town because my visa wasn't coming up.
Oh, okay.
So be Latino, be racist for be Latino drug dealer or prostitute or maybe both, and also
Yep.
gay,
Mm.
wasn't that nice.
Mm.
So I decided after 6 months to get back to Peru.
Okay.
So after I get back to Peru, I thought I will never go out because
How was the job there?
in South Africa,
Yeah.
it was amazing. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
My boss was trusting me a lot on me.
Yep.
No, he is super handsome, by the way.
He's a model, you said.
Oh.
You know he's handsome.
Of course, super fashionable. I thought at the time I was a bit fashionable, but when I meet him, he was like a,
Yeah. What's
nah.
this? Yeah.
like a, he teaches me a lot about life and fashion things and everything about that side. But yeah, I did enjoy a lot. South Africa is a magic country.
Mm.
Cape Town is a beautiful city.
Yeah, very beautiful. I love it a lot.
No, I did have a great parties there, a great time, and also a great rewards because one time I was
They have good wines there as well, huh? South Africa.
yeah.
And
I
wines.
get in love with the Stellenbosch wine, the Shiraz from Stellenbosch.
Mm.
I never tried Shiraz, and I tried the Shiraz from Stellenbosch. It was beautiful, and
Yeah.
up until now,
Some
it's
really
one
good
of my
wines.
favorite wines.
Yeah, really good wines there.
No, and then I did there something that I never didn't use too much in my time. Well, I did when I was kiddo, but no after. No, like a hiking, climbing.
Mm.
No, and then I meet a guy. And he was too much in sports, so every Sunday we need to go to hiking, climbing, or kayak. But in the beginning, I was like, shocking, but then I enjoy it. So it was a country opened my mind in every ways.
Mm.
No, and I did love it, and I hope so soon I can get back. Maybe we can have holidays together there.
Yeah, definitely.
It was nice there, maybe for my 40s.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do my 40s.
If we can
there.
travel then.
If we can travel by then,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's true. He's 40 soon, by the way, guys. He coming first. Already 40. My God.
Yeah.
So, back on track. Yeah, afterwards I back to Peru
Yep.
with a bit of depression to left South Africa,
Yep.
and the bit of shocking thing because I didn't know that my accent changed even though in Spanish because
How was the English? Did you?
Oh,
learn
worse,
more English?
horrible.
I mean, but you learned more English there.
no,
No. But everyone around you was speaking Spanish.
Mm.
Or? Yeah. No.
the unique person speaking Spanish was my boss,
Yep.
you know, Germán, which is Peruvian,
Yep.
but he was living too much time in Spain, so his Spanish is more like a Spain accent.
Yeah, with a.
Okay.
Okay. I have Spanish friends, by the way, and I'm allowed.
With
to do
all
that.
the respect.
Yeah, I am allowed to do that.
No, I'm allowed to do because
Yeah.
Peruvians we are do the.
Yeah, I have very
So-
good Spanish friends, so I'm allowed to do that as well.
Exactly.
I'll do that in front of them as well.
And the
so-
words. So I the fact that he was the only person I was speaking in Spanish, I take too much words, and of course my English wasn't that nothing at all.
Yep.
And then it was worse for me and frustrating. But I tried to do my best to learning English and to. So when I back to Peru, of course the way I dress up or mostly the way I express myself was different, and I didn't notice. But the people started like, even though I was going to clubs, someone like, oh, from where are you? Your holidays here? Like no, I'm Peruvian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, 6
and
months
then-
away can change you a lot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then people were like, and then I feel this thing as like, then again I feel racist for my accent, but never mind. So I decided to do my own business. I was
Yeah.
working for a while, for almost 2-3 months in a restaurant. Was beautiful experience. with haters, as usual. Also, you know, when you're working in a restaurant, you love it, but you hate it.
Yeah.
And then I go up for open my own business catering, you know, and was doing good till a friend told me about this new project happening in Hong Kong.
Okay.
To open the first Peruvian restaurant in Hong Kong.
Yeah. So you opened the first Peruvian restaurant in South Africa already.
Yeah.
And then you're like, the first Peruvian restaurant in Hong Kong. What was your perceptions of Asia? Good place to go, a bad place to go?
I was just excited to the experience of do something different, and what excited me more was like, says maybe this is the path of my career I need to go, because I moved forward to be the first one in South Africa to open the first Peruvian restaurant, and then when coming again second opportunity to open the first Peruvian restaurant in Hong Kong, other part of the world, says why not? So I was so excited when I was studying research about Hong Kong. I for the pictures I amazed about what's going on here. I was so excited, but so many words in Chinese that Peruvians we understand a little bit Cantonese because we have a lot of Chinese influence. So many products we use not the Spanish word, we use the Cantonese word. Like, for example, kion, no, which is ginger. We don't say ginger, we say kion. We say siyao. We say pak choy, sen kwa, holantao. So we use mostly all the Cantonese words.
Okay. Yep.
So we learned that this is Cantonese after a while, but you thought was Spanish, no? But then I was excited to do this crossover of culture, like I said, because my culture as a cuisine changed a lot for Chinese influence. So I was so excited to come in here to see really everything. And then of course when happened this opportunity, says this is the time that I need to go out again, take the challenge, made it, and wasn't easier to be honest, but at least I learned something. Put the visa first in my passport and I go.
Okay, it's a good play. Anyway, so I want to kind of give a little bit of a background before you got to Hong Kong. So I used to work for a company called Concept Creations. I was working for a Spanish restaurant called Tapeo at the time. And our boss my boss at the time is an Australian guy called Viviano, an amazing guy. And Trina, Viviano is kind of like front of house. Trina was like kind of back of house doing all the office. An amazing guy. Anyway, I just remember. So Tapeo had two locations. One was in Central Hollywood Road, and the other one was in Saiwan Ho, and which is more of a local area. There's a few expats living down there, but more of a local area. And then one day he just pulled me and he's like, "Simon, you need to come up to Central to work." And I'm like, "Why?" It was a Friday night. I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "We got this concept we want to do. What do you know about Peruvian food?" I'm like, "Not much." Guinea pig, maybe. That's it. That's all I knew. I didn't even know about. I didn't even know about ceviche. I mean, it's the only other thing I know about. Maybe some of the viewers, listeners will understand. The only other thing I know about Peru is Paddington Bear, which you probably don't even know about. You probably don't even know about, do you? So as a British person, that's the only thing I know about Peru is Paddington Bear and guinea pigs. Yeah, for guinea pigs. So anyway, so I told him that day. He's like, "Okay, Simon, we've organised this." Tapeo used to have all these specials on the board, so they could order from the regular a la carte menu that night. Our mutual friend Donna, she's working there at the time as well, and our executive chef at the time, Chef Michael, he's working there. And they're like, "Okay, Simon, this is the night. Here's the dishes." And I literally got there at 6 o'clock. I literally just saw like the tail end of the specials presentation, because I was just told to be there at 6 o'clock. They started at like 5:30. And they're like, "Okay, we have all these things up on the board." It was causa, ceviche, anticuchos. I think there was 4 different types of anticuchos. So they could choose by the stick, or they could have the platter, like a platter of like one of each, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know what these words mean. Like, "Simon, we need an anticuchos, we need this, we need that." I'm like, I don't know what any of this is. I literally just learned in the space of about 10 minutes Peruvian food. And I was meant to be doing a service on a Friday night. Friday night's the busiest night, and I'm like, I have no clue what's going on. So I don't know I don't think they've been to Peru at this time to find the chef. So let's go to that point. Let's go to Chef Michael and Viviano arriving in Peru to interview. Let's go from there. What happens?
They arrive exactly.
Oh, sorry. I just want to say, so for Viviano to bring a Peruvian
April.
restaurant to Hong Kong is in 2012. 2012. So I think he probably had the notion and the idea of this in 2011, and because I know it had been big in London. That's the last of the wine, by the way. It had been big in London for a few years, and I think he got the idea from there. But for him to bring it to Hong Kong, generally Hong Kong in Western food is about 5 years behind London, I would say. New York or California, wherever you're from, it's generally about 5 years behind normally. So for him to bring it back in 2012 was very, very, very forward thinking of him.
Yeah,
so let's go to him.
He had all the thoughts because he was to open Latin America restaurant here in Hong Kong. But then when he got to the Star Tour competition in Argentina, he made there properly Peruvian cuisine.
Okay.
There was he had.
I think there's a restaurant in London called Ceviche as well, which he'd been to.
At that time, no was ceviche there.
Oh, okay.
I think so. After he opens ceviche.
No, ceviche opened before.
Was there. Yeah,
first.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a Peruvian guy that grew up in London that opened a ceviche restaurant in London. And I think he'd visit, because he lived in London before. I think he'd gone to that restaurant before, Viviano, if I'm not mistaken. So I think
it's a bit crossover.
I think there's a few. I don't know the complete story, but so let's get to Chef Michael and Viviano.
I remember they go to Peru, if it's not my mistake, in April. End of March, April, beginning of 2012.
Okay.
March, I think. So yeah, it was March because 2012 was the year I have 30th.
Okay.
So I'm starting to get like a paranoia, okay, I do my own business, but where my career and my future goes.
Yep.
And then happened this opportunity, like my friend asked me, because they go to Peru through the consulate, and they contact one of the important kitchen schools in Peru, San Ignacio de Loyola. But I have a friend working there, Rafael, and he contacted me because he was managing the restaurant of the kitchen school, like where all the students have their practices. So he texts me like, hey Arturo, I have these guys coming from Hong Kong, they want to open the first Peruvian restaurant in Hong Kong. You are interested to present yourself, to go? What? Yeah, they will open the first Peruvian restaurant in Hong Kong. Like, okay, why not? I should try, no? And then the first time I meet Michael and Beef, I was like, I hope my English is good. When Beef started to talk, I couldn't understand any word.
Especially, Viv is very hard to understand, especially when he's drunk, and 90% of his life he's drunk.
Yeah, true. I learned it after.
Yeah.
So I understand more Michael.
Yep. Yeah, his accent is softer, isn't it? Because he lived in South Africa for a while. He's half Dutch, half British. Grew up in Australia, born in South Africa, but grew up in Australia. So
it's more softer.
His accent is a lot softer.
Yeah, because with Beef I was like shocking, the way they speak. And I did have 3 interviews, and the last interview
with them. Okay.
And the last interview mostly was like a go out to eat in a restaurant in Peru.
Right. Okay.
Because
did they do this with another chef? Do you know? Did you find out later?
What I find out is like they do just second interview with most of them.
Yeah.
I think that was the only one passed to the 3rd interview, but I never asked to Beef. But I think so. In the end of the day, was like a kind of 18 chef, like the interview. No, and I was the special one. So,
because I'd heard, they told me they liked you for your personality. They liked you because you're so easygoing. Blah blah blah.
I'm easygoing, you see. Yeah. But why everyone says the opposite? I'm easy.
Yeah. Easy going.
True.
Yeah.
So we go to a restaurant to have a lunch.
Yep.
Because I need to know what they want, what they expected, from Peru, for what the brand they want to create it. And then we was eating, drinking, and I remember, even though we was in Peru, the waitress was bullying me because she noticed that they are expat, because they can speak just in English.
Yep.
So she started speaking English. When I tried to say something, she's like, And like,
Of course, yeah.
Bitch.
I've seen this happen before.
no,
Yeah.
like now you want to show off because
Yeah.
you speak better English than myself.
Mm.
Okay, got it. We are Peruvian. Like doesn't matter. It happens in hospitality all the time.
Of course.
So they didn't offend me, no. And then we keep on drinking, and then I get so much drunk that they need to leave because that afternoon they need to fly to Hong Kong. Oh, I think so. They was to go into LA first.
Yep. Well, they have to go to LA then. Back
Yeah,
here,
they want to
right?
go to LA. Yeah. It was LA 2 weeks more, and then they back to.
No, I think they went to LA first, then down to Peru, then straight back here, if I remember. Because I think they took Henry, FEC
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I think so. Was that?
Yeah, I think so, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
But barely I remember because I was so drunk at the time. So next day when I wake up, I wake up with a hangover and like this shit. I missed this
What happened?
opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm jobless again. Well, not jobless because I was having my own business.
Yeah.
But then after 1 week, they text me back and says, "Oh, Arturo," because I did sign my contract.
Oh,
with them.
really? Okay.
And then one of the first words not first word, not how do you say it? Like the priority for me to come here was like I have my visa. Because after South Africa, I don't want to have this feel like I says, okay, I promise you, I will follow the word I say. I will follow this sign, of the contract. But I just put my foot in that plane if I have my visa.
Of course, yeah.
Because I don't want to feel again what I feel in South Africa.
Yeah.
So they promised me everything. Then when coming through all the way after that, I was like, oh my god, it really happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, it really happened.
Yep.
So I need to do my visa for Australia because for US, when you're Peruvian, it's a little harder to take it. So I don't want to take the risk. So the easy way was for Australia. No, so I need to do my transfer visa from Australia. So I fly Peru, Chile, Sydney, Hong Kong.
Oh wow.
Was a long way to travel.
Yeah.
And of course, I didn't almost sleep in 48 hours because I was so excited to come in here. And of course, Viviano was who picked me up from the airport. I was like 6 a.m. I never sleep. And when he started to talk to me, I was like, okay. What the only thing I can say it was like, can I have your phone to call my sister, please? Sis. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm alive. And then was amazing experience. Chicha was beautiful experience.
Awesome. Should we leave it there?
Yes.
And then next time I want to talk to you about Chicha, what it was like.
No, next Chicha can wait. Next time it's about you because I talk too much about myself.
But no, I still want to talk to you. I want to talk about the journey through Chicha, why you left Chicha, you went to Singapore briefly, and how that transitions to what you're doing now. So
yeah, it's a lot to talk.
I want everyone to talk about that. So
okay, let's keep in showing up ourselves first.
I want to say thanks, guys, for listening. I hope you enjoyed this. If you didn't, don't worry. If you did, that's
if
fantastic.
you did, put thumbs up. If you don't,
yeah,
don't make a comment, please. And don't come into our restaurants.
If you did like this, why don't you like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment.
Or tips us in the restaurant. Important also.
Subscribe to us, ring a bell for notifications. I don't know. Is that what it's saying?
I don't know what they do. I don't know that.
I don't know what they do on YouTube.
But by the way, Simon is from El Cerdo.
Yep.
I'm from Toque Lima.
Yeah, we're a Spanish restaurant in Hong Kong. We have 2 locations. One is in Tsuen Wan, which is very local. We have one in, we had one in Wan Chai, which just unfortunately closed down, but we're in the middle of relocating to Central, so I'm going to be closer to you.
Yeah!
Again.
Finally!
I know, again. Be back in Central.
I'm so excited.
And yeah, hopefully, so I'll give you some more news about that when that's going to open, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Well, maybe when this goes out, maybe it's already open, I don't know. So yeah, let's see. So cheers, Arturo.
Cheers.
It's good to learn about you, and I hope you guys learned something. Stay tuned with us, we're going to have a lot more to come. We have a lot of ideas of things we want to do, and yeah, stick with us.
If someone will have comments about what you expected from us, also about history, culture, teaching, recipes, or just be mean person, just let us know.
Yeah. If you want to tell us you hate us, that's fine as well. I don't mind. He doesn't care anymore, and I've never cared.
No.
So
Totally not.
Yeah. Love you
Thank you
guys
so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.